Okay, if you are letting fear hold you back from starting something new, watch this video. I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips for how to bust out of fear and actually do whatever it is that you're really wanting to do. I'm going to be telling you my personal story of some of the fears I had to overcome when I went from working in the energy sector, doing corporate comms, to running a design business, because I've got to tell you, there were quite a few. So watch on if you want to hear more. Hey everyone, if you've just landed here, my name's Rebecca and I'm the founder of Rebecca It's London. We are on a mission to help you achieve your goals in style, and I'm obsessed with all things goal setting, motivation, productivity and mindset. So these videos have been designed to help you achieve your goals and give you lots of actionable advice to do that. So if you like the sound of that, definitely subscribe. I'm putting up new videos every single week. Okay, so today, I really want to share with you a personal story around how I had to get over fear in starting my business and trying new things, because I know that for a lot of you, this really holds you back from achieving your goals. So one of the things that I really believe is that goal setting is a really, really important part of actually achieving things when it comes to our goals, but it's actually quite a small part of what it really takes to actually achieve them. So you can have the best goals, the most specific, measurable goals in place, but there are a few other things as well that you need in place as well to actually achieve them. And when you get one of my planners, you also get access to a course, the Make It Happen course. Setting your goals, it's a 5-part mini course, and setting your goals is one half of the first module, because mindset, productivity, and how to plan your days and how to get over self-limiting beliefs, how to get over overwhelm are so important when it comes to actually achieving your goals. So goal setting is important, but there are a lot of other things which come with that. And I think one of the biggest things that I hear so many of you talking to me about is getting over the fear of starting something new to make things happen, because achieving our goals often involves doing things we've never done before, getting ourselves to the next level, doing scary things, making leaps of faith, and this can be really scary sometimes. If you're familiar with my stationery prints, you'll know that all of them start life as abstract paintings. And about 4 years ago now, I had this idea or this want to start doing some painting again. At the time, I was working in the energy sector. I was working in corporate comms and doing policy and public affairs work. So it was very, very different. But I had the real call that I wanted to do something creative again, so I wanted to start painting. When I first started putting my work out there on Instagram and I wanted to decide I wanted to turn it into a business, I gotta tell you, I found that I was having to overcome a lot of deep ingrained self-limiting beliefs about my ability to make things which were good and to put things out there and to make this work. And a lot of them I discovered had actually come from my experiences at school. So, and I think that this is so true for so many of us, that what we're good at school, because what we're good at school, we're told to keep doing what we're good at. So by the time we get to university and then beyond, we tend to be studying and doing the things which we were good at school originally. My favourite subject at school was art, hands down. I loved it so much. It was my favourite time of the week to go do art. My grandma was an artist, and we used to spend summer holidays painting together and drawing and making things, and I loved art so much. I knew I wanted to do something artistic for a career, but I wasn't very good at it. Or at least I didn't get good marks. I feel like those two things, as an adult, I've realised those two things are very different. I was not an A-star student by any stretch. I was almost average, kind of getting B's and C's. But in art, I remember I was predicted a D for my GCSE grade, and I was devastated, absolutely devastated. And because this was my subject, this is what I wanted to do. I was at college, and I was so worried that if I didn't even get a C, I wouldn't be able to do the college thing that I wanted to do. So I worked really, really hard, and I managed to get a C in the end. I think that feeling of not being naturally talented at something really stayed with me. And it really continued into college as well. So at college I did textiles, and again I really struggled. It was my favourite subject. I used to go on my free periods, be working on my textiles projects. I used to like carry my sketchbook around college. I thought it made me look really cool, and I'd like hang out by the art steps. But that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted that to be like, I wanted to be good at it so much. And I remember spending the summer in between first and second year of college working like relentlessly on this textiles project. I would go to my summer job at this local theme park making hot dogs and burgers all day, then I'd come home and I'd work on my textiles project. I worked solidly on it, and again I was good. So when I started to do things a bit later, I had this kind of nagging belief that like I just wasn't good enough. Like I wasn't good enough at school, so how could I be good enough now? And really, those beliefs are completely irrational and they don't make any sense, but they hold so many of us back. Like, how are we supposed to reach our top potential? How are we supposed to know what we're really good at by age 16 or 18? That's insane, considering that we are going to be working well into our 60s now. So we've got to decide what we're going to do for 50 years based on how good we are when we're a teenager, when we haven't even done all of the different things or experienced everything. Like, I didn't do any abstract painting when we were at school or college. Like, this is something I've done recently, and I think that for a lot of us, because we're young and because we're so impressionable when we're at school and we have like less confidence, and we're told that, you know, do well at school, you'll do well at life. Unless you're a rebel and you think, screw you. I kind of wish I had more of that mindset when I was younger, but because we're told to really believe and respect the opinions of these people, when they tell us we're not very good, it really, really stays with us. And that can come up in a lot of different ways. So whether you're worried about starting a business because you weren't very good at maths and algebra, so you're really scared of the business finance side of things, or whether you really want to write a book but you really struggle with spelling, so you never did that well in English. You want to be a chef but your food tech teacher told you were stupid. Like, these things happen to us and we carry them with us and they stop us from doing things. But once we rationalize those fears, we take away their power. So the first step is to really understand anything that's holding you back. If you're thinking about starting something new, understanding and unpicking those fears that are holding you back, as particularly around ability, and search back through your past. I know it feels a bit silly kind of going back to school, but as I said, sometimes because we're so young and so impressionable and we're told to respect these people so much and respect the grades that we get, these things really do hold with us, and we tend to also remember all the negative stuff way more than the positive things. So we're way more likely to remember a teacher who was a bit crazy or horrible to us than one who was really, really nice to us, right? I'm sure you can all sit and think about like memories of someone who said you were stupid or something that happened that you're probably still at least remembering, if not carrying it with you right now. The second fear that you might feel like you need to bust through when starting something new is a fear of people's judgment and what people might say. So as I said, I was working in the energy sector in corporate communications when I started my business. I was in a quite creative company, and they actually used to call us the boring team. Like, that is not even a joke. They used to call us boring team. Yet I think those people I used to work with were some of the most creative and amazing people ever, but that's an aside. Anyway, getting over what people might say, your co-workers, your family, your friends, you can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about somebody judging you, either silently or to your face. You can't. But that shouldn't stop you from doing something or putting something out there, because it's way worse to be sitting in the future thinking, oh, I really wish I just started that, but I was so worried about what people were going to think of me. People might judge you, but I have had a few raised eyebrows on both sides. I remember I tell fellow creators what I used to do. It's like, oh, you didn't go to art school. Or when I've told people when I was leaving to go run a design business, they're like, oh, really? Like, you can't change that. You can't like stop anybody judging you, but don't let that hold you back, because people will. One of the things I was really worried about doing YouTube for was because there is the thumbs down button. On no other social media I've been on has there been a thumbs down button. I know I'll probably get one someday, but I can't let that stop me from doing a YouTube channel and potentially helping people or bringing something into the world because I'm worried that somebody won't like it. So you have to get over that. There's no easy way. You just got to say, you know what, I accept it and I'm just going to move on. So how do we bust out these fears then? Well, I want you to grab a journal and start writing down a list of things, and just really free write. List of things and fears that are coming up for you when you think about starting this new thing. What is it that's coming up? What thoughts are coming up? What fears are coming up? And just write down anything which is in your head. Just write a big long list, and then go back through and read back through, and then start to think, right, how can I rationalize this fear? Because remember, when we rationalize our fears and we take a step back and look at it, we take its power away. Fear has way more power when it's in your head than when it's actually down on paper. When things are down on paper, we can understand and unpick them, and start to let them go, because that's all we need to do is let the fears go and decide that these are not going to hold us back anymore. So I hope you found this helpful and hopefully a little bit inspiring to get started on something new. Please let me know what your biggest takeaways were in the comments below. And also, if you've got a similar story to share, please do share it. I think we learn so much from each other by sharing our stories, and we can also inspire each other. So please let me know what you've thought, comment below and share your stories too. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.